Bad boys. They're out there everywhere promising you riches and fame, all for the bargain basement price of $9.99. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. All these guru crew, fraud squad shills out there peddling these half-baked products that they sell to unsuspecting newbie real estate investors. The problem is most of these guys have never been successful real estate investors professionally. They found out that it was very easy to sell info marketing packages, seminars, webinars, memberships, coaching, ebooks, etc. And it is, I will tell you, it's a lot easier to do info marketing and sell the information than it is to do actual deals, which is one of the reasons why it's so attractive to most of these guys and why they try to get so many people like you to sign up for their stuff because, hey, it's a lot easier to make money that way. I'll be the first one to admit it. It absolutely is. People want to throw money at you for coaching, for memberships, for courses, for you name it. Problem is, these guys never got educated. And what they end up doing is teaching you bad information, fraudulent information, and 99% of the time, they know that they're telling you to do things that are illegal. You're going to hear it live in the very first episode of Fraudbusters.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
This is the Virtual Real Estate Investor Podcast with Vincent Polisi. Buckle your seatbelt and prepare to learn how to legally make six figures investing in real estate with no money, no credit check, and nothing but a computer and internet connection. Learn how you too can begin generating buyers and sellers for free today, and why you're only 2 calls away from making a $10,000 or more payday while never leaving the comfort of your home. And now, your host, the virtual real estate investor, Vincent Polisi.
All right, guys, here we go. It has been a long time coming. Been 6 months almost exactly to the day of the last time that we actually published a podcast episode. Let me explain to you why that is, because there was a very long hiatus. I completely pulled out of Facebook and all of our real estate groups and stopped the podcast altogether. And today's episode is a big part of why. A buddy of mine by the name of Gavin Welch, if you haven't checked out his podcast, he runs the Real Estate Loop podcast. We interviewed him several years ago for one of our Millionaire Mastermind webinars because Gavin is a self-made millionaire in multiple industries, real estate investing being one of them. And he hit me up on Facebook a while back wanting to know what had happened, why I wasn't engaged anymore. And part of the reason for that was what you're going to find out today. It's because, unfortunately, being associated with a lot of the pikers, the frauds, the phonies, the guru shills proclaiming to be something that they're not in this industry, and there are a ton of them. They are everywhere. Every time you turn around on Facebook or Twitter, whatever, they're all out there professing to be some expert on real estate investing or wholesaling or contract assignments or options or master lease options or you name it. Everybody's some big expert, but then when it comes down to the brass tacks, when you finally get the information on what they're teaching, what they're actually doing, you find out that, in fact, no, they aren't. And for me, anyway, it really created a sensation of being associated with a very, very dirty industry. And I told Gavin, being involved in a lot of this stuff just makes me want to take a shower because it's just not part of my normal life where I'd have to engage with these types of people and deal with this kind of stuff. But if you're out there in the public domain, especially when you have, large Facebook groups and people are coming to you for guidance and advice on a daily basis, it really, really gets old and disappointing to have to listen to a lot of what's propagated and promulgated by the guru crew shills out there showing incorrect information. And the problem is, as you're going to find out today, just like with Tom Krol, we've had these conversations with them directly and explained to them exactly what it is that they're doing and teaching that is illegal, that's incorrect, that's completely fraudulent. And you know what? They don't care. As long as you keep paying them, they don't care. They don't care that they're teaching you things that they know to be incorrect. They don't care that they're jeopardizing you and your family and your livelihood and your income and your freedom by teaching you these things on how to commit fraud on a daily basis as long as they keep getting paid. So, who is Tom Krol? That's a great question. Probably the easiest answer is a wannabe. A wannabe who doesn't mind lying cheating, stealing, committing fraud, and getting others to do the same, all in the name of the dollar. As you're going to hear in his own voice, he doesn't know anything about real estate, yet he proclaims to be America's #1 wholesale coach. Where did he get that from? Is this the fake it till you make it? Putting the secret out there, you're going to say what it is that you want in hopes that eventually through some law of attraction or magnetism, you're actually going to get there, even though you haven't put the work in and everything that you're putting out is absolutely incorrect. I don't even understand how somebody could have the absolute arrogance to name themselves that, call themselves that. I understand brand identity and marketing and all that, but he hadn't put the work in, doesn't have the knowledge or experience, admits that he doesn't know anything about real estate, and also admits that 99 out of the last 100 deals he did weren't wholesale deals. So where he gets off in trying to train other people on how to do wholesale deals or even contract assignments, it's absolutely mind-boggling. I mean, I don't even understand where these people get off, but actually I do. So give you a little backstory. This clown has been floating around Facebook for the last couple of years about, and don't quote me on this because this may not be exact, but I want to say between 2.5, 3 years ago, he was a landscaper, and I guess from what he says, he took a course from his brother Todd Toback or listened to his brother Todd Toback and started doing info shilling and contract assignments. And as a result, then started teaching other people to do the same. I don't know. It's all very confusing when you try to piece it all together. But basically, we have gone head to head and provided him information. He's been part of my Facebook group before, and we've corrected him time after time after time after time because he was putting out absolutely incorrect, illegal, and fraudulent information. This is in the public domain in open forums like Facebook, and this doesn't even include yet what he's selling as part of his course and what he actually has up on his website. So you're going to get to see and hear all of this. Now, in addition to admitting that he doesn't know anything about real estate, he also admits that he doesn't teach anything in his coaching courses that he charges thousands and thousands of dollars for, and instructs the students or coaching clients to not get educated, to not understand how to read a HUD, and to simply do what he says. And my friends, when you get involved in something like this at this type of level where you're charging people for this information, you're instructing them, you're doing it and memorializing it in video and in audio, in public forums and all over the internet, and you're explaining to them to not do their due diligence, to not research and vet out the correct information, to simply do what you say, knowing that what you're telling them is illegal, that, my friends, is what's called racketeering. You may have also heard it called RICO. It is absolutely mind-boggling that he thinks he's going to get away with this. And if that wasn't bad enough, to add insult to injury, what he then does is he goes on and he gets his quote-unquote students to join him in blab interviews. If you don't know what that is, it's like a Google Hangout that gets recorded. They post them on the website. They do podcast interviews of the quote-unquote students where they then get the students to memorialize in video and or audio in their own image and voices what they've done, the fraud they've committed. I mean, it's mind-boggling, the absolute arrogance and stupidity that this guy has. I mean, it's absolutely criminal that, number one, he's doing this to begin with, but then that he has the sheer arrogance to get these poor people that don't know any better, that buy into all this rah-rah ring the bell crap without doing their own due diligence because so-and-so said to do it and they made some money. Well, you can make money selling cocaine too. Doesn't make it legal. Very easy to sell drugs. Doesn't make it legal. You can make a lot of money. This isn't any different. The fraud that is being taught and perpetrated on a daily basis, it doesn't even border on the criminal. It's absolutely criminal. Now, big question I'm sure a lot of you guys are asking, why do I care? Why am I involved in this? I really don't care, quite frankly. I wasn't even going to bring the podcast back. I had to appeal to iTunes to get them to put it back up because I had so many requests from other people that were looking for legitimate information that was completely vetted, where there was due diligence. They could do their own due diligence. They know that I'm going to shoot it to them straight. And I just kept getting request after request after request on a daily basis to not only bring the podcast back, but to go ahead and start putting information back up on how to legally do contract assignments, wholesaling, conventional real estate investment deals, how to cash flow on properties, using no money or credit, all the typical creative finance and creative deal structuring things that I teach, where you don't have to spend tens of thousands of dollars in marketing unnecessarily or whatever. And if all that wasn't enough, I was contacted by an attorney and a number of other real estate investors who put together all of the documentation, much of which you're about to hear yourself live, in an effort to get this information out to the public. And I asked them, I'm like, why are you bringing me this information? And the answer was very simple. It was simply this: because you're the only one that has the guts to put it out. And that's when the light bulb went off, because I'm not here playing the political game. I'm not here to win friends in the guru shill crowd. It's like I heard Grant Cardone say the other day, this isn't heaven and we're not hiring angels. I'm not Lily White. Don't pretend to be. Been through enough stuff on my own. I've made a ton of mistakes. And the purpose there is for you to learn the mistakes that I've made so you don't have to. But the one thing that I don't do is commit fraud, nor do I teach other people to commit fraud for the sole purpose of lining my pocket. Now, you're in for a real treat, because we're going to dissect this thing, and I'm actually going to utilize Tom's own words, in addition to letting you hear directly from his number one student exactly what it is that he's teaching.
Everybody better sit down and cover their butts, because Vincent's on a rampage. His foot is getting twitchy, and here comes another segment of his world-famous Butt Meat Boot Coaching.
All right, so to start this off, we're going to get right into it. I'm going to let you hear directly from the horse's mouth. You are not going to believe the absolute sheer stupidity of what you're about to hear. And the fact that, number one, not only is this individual saying this kind of stuff, but people are buying into it and paying money after hearing it. It's, it's a head scratcher. But let's get right into it. Let's hear from the man himself. And just so you know, all of the clips you're about to hear are directly from his YouTube channel, so you can look it up yourself.
I don't know anything about real estate.
Wait, what? What did he just say?
I don't know anything about real estate.
Well, Tom, having dealt with you before, I know that to be true, and I have to commend you for actually admitting it and being honest. But why then would you be charging people to teach them about real estate? I mean, after all, you proclaim to be America's #1 wholesale coach. Wouldn't it kind of make sense to actually understand something about wholesaling, which is real estate related?
I don't know anything about real estate. I don't know anything about real estate. I don't know anything about real estate.
Shut for 1 second.
Shut your mouth.
I needed someone
Wait,
to
shut your
work
mouth.
with.
Shut your mouth.
I'm sorry? What did
You're
you
just
say?
coming off stupid.
So there you have it. He admits he knows nothing about real estate, which obviously we already knew, but it gets even better or worse, depending on how you want to look at it. So the declaration and proclamation is that he's America's #1 wholesale coach. But let's find out exactly what type of deals he's doing directly from his own mouth.
Do I do assignments only? In my last 100 deals that we've done, I've done probably 99 assignments. I do not like to double close.
Tom, I hate to break it to you, but you should listen to this podcast, because if you're not double closing, you're not doing wholesaling. So how are you teaching wholesaling when you're doing contract assignments? It's two entirely different animals, taxed entirely differently, income is booked entirely differently, two completely different processes. The only two things they have in common are the lead generation strategies.
I don't know anything about real estate.
But it gets even better. It's not bad enough that he doesn't know anything about real estate. He also doesn't want you to know anything about real estate.
Don't try to learn the HUD. Don't try to learn anything about title procedures or appraisers or anything like that. Just be who you are, an entrepreneur. You should be operating at 35,000 feet, and don't get caught up in the details.
Don't get caught up in the details. Don't learn the HUD, the very document that shows you where you get paid on a wholesale deal and how much you're getting paid. I mean, it's truly mind-boggling that these words even come out of somebody's mouth that professes to be an expert in real estate investing. Education and due diligence are the cornerstone and foundation of being a successful real estate investor. You've got to understand exactly what's going on. When it comes to the details, you probably have heard this before, the devil is in the details, and in real estate investing, the devil will absolutely bite you in the butt. You absolutely must not learn how to read a HUD. Are you joking? What was I thinking? Education? Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
But there's a reason why he doesn't want you to get educated or to learn anything, and you're about to find out why. Do you think maybe it's because he wants to educate you on how to do it the correct way? You might want to think again. Listen to what he says about his course and coaching program.
There's no education. It's only instruction. We tell you exactly what to do. I don't care what you think you know about wholesaling. I don't want to hear anything. Just do what I tell you to do and experience massive success. I love it. All right.
Education?
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
All right, let's listen to that one more time.
There's no education. It's only instruction. We tell you exactly what to do. I don't care what you think you know about wholesaling. I don't want to hear anything. Just do what I tell you to do and experience massive success. I love it. All right.
All right, let's break that down.
There's no education. There's no education. There's no education.
Why wouldn't there be any education in a training and coaching course? I'll explain why right after this.
We tell you exactly what to do. I don't care what you think you know about wholesaling. I don't want to hear anything. Just do what I tell you to do.
Okay, so in this one quick video, he admits to not knowing anything at all about real estate. Then instructs you to sign up for a course or coaching where he admits that there will be absolutely no education whatsoever and strictly relying on faith. You're supposed to simply do what you're told to do regardless of what your understanding of wholesaling and real estate is. And would you like to know why that is? It's very simple. Uneducated people are easier to control. They're easier to fool and they're easier to manipulate to get done what you want to get done. And what is it that he's going to instruct you to do? That thing that you're supposed to do regardless of whether or not you have any understanding of anything? Lie, cheat, steal, commit fraud, falsely advertise, engage in contracts that you know to be bogus and illegitimate, illegally broker without a license, commit mail fraud, and then idiotically engage in rah-rah blab interviews where you talk about how, by committing all of those acts, you made money.
Breaking the law, 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 breaking the law.
But I don't want you to take my word for it. No, as always, I want you to do your own due diligence. I want you to vet everything that is that I'm saying. And I'm going to help you with that because in the next 2 episodes, you're going to get to hear from his number one student exactly what he's been instructed to do, what he's done, and what happened once he questioned the information that he was provided.
You've been listening to the Virtual Real Estate Investor Podcast with Vincent Polisi. If you've enjoyed this podcast, be sure to connect with Vincent at virtualrealestateinvestor.org, Facebook at facebook.com/virtual real estate investor, or at Vincent's private Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/virtual real estate investor.